Lie on your back and apply immediate pressure to your temples.
Snarky dialogue is, of course, a key to Portal,
A rare reaction in which the
and it has to be really smart.
Inside your head.
And they get it right. They get it really right. The script for this game is just fantastic. Every little bit of dialogue is great. I like the aged look on the little spy cams here. Very cool. This is actually one of my favorite bits of the game. It doesn't look good in the low res like this, but I just wanted to make sure the video was nice and flowy. I really like the way they changed this room, so you had control over which gate opened into which room. So you weren't standing around waiting for the portal to cycle. Now, obviously, when talking about Portal backstory, Valve did a good job of developing the Portal backstory. You've got some pretty brilliant, hidden rooms and whatnot in both the original and in this game. And you've got the Ratman comic, which really adds a lot of detail to what's going on in the Portal universe. But not all questions are answered, and nor should they be. In fact, some more are asked that are never answered. And you really should have a lot of unanswered questions, because if you don't, then there's no good reason or way to continue the story.
Will remind you for an interview when society has been rebuilt. But Animal King, sentient cloud, or other governing body that either refuses to or is incapable.
Now, I just wanted to say, before we get too far into this, that if you are a writer, if you really want to write, you should really write. Okay? Don't listen to what people say to you about writing, especially poetry. Poetry is for anyone who likes to write poetry. Screenplays are for anyone who has a story they want to tell. So are novels. So is anything. Audio plays, audiovisual plays. Anything that you think you want to take a crack at, you've got a story, tell it. Write it down. Carry a notebook with you.
I can't see it though.
Oh, I love fooling around with Wheatley here. Just pacing around the outside of the room. See how much incidental dialogue I can play before I get tired of waiting.
Have a look about.
Have a look about.
No, that's right. Over by the podium, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hello? Can you see the
Arrows.
Also, are you alive?
So obviously,
Or should have asked that first.
I should mention the programs I use when I write.
I'm just gonna wait for you up.
There are 2 free screenwriting programs available. One is called Sophocles Screenwriting Software. You will be able to find that only through Wikipedia, and there's screenwriting software. And the other one is Celtics. There's more moon stuff there. And of course, Chell in a very reverential poster. But Celtics Screenwriting Software, that's found at www.celtx.com. And it's equally good. I just prefer Sophocles. But Celtics is supported and Sophocles is not. But I've never had any issues with Sophocles not working or breaking or anything silly like that. They're both equally easy to use. Oh, listen to all that dripping. I just love it. All the plants, and looking up every once in a while. You can see the sun coming in. Anyway, when you write...
require prolonged interaction with lethal military androids.
Prolonged?
Rest
Yeah.
assured that all lethal military androids have been taught to read and provided with one copy
Oh,
of
good.
Lost Robotics to share.
Oh, that's fantastic. But anyway, when you write, you just
respected your rights as detailed in the laws of robotics. Please
write
your self-reporting form.
everything.
Future aperture science and
Write everything that you think.
appropriate grievance filing paperwork.
Write every idea that you have for a story. Don't leave anything out.
This next test is very dangerous. To help you remain tranquil in the face of almost certain death. Smooth jazz.
The key to writing a screenplay
1.
is to do your research. I've done research for all of my scripts, from my earlier fan scripts to my current spec scripts that are out and about right now. I always start with research. I might research for quite a long time before I write a single word, because research is important. Research is very key. For stuff like Portal, obviously I'd research the official sources first. That's a given. I would look into official things that Valve has said. I would look into all the wikis that are out there. I would definitely ask at the fan sites and fan knowledge, but I would also look into stuff that you could find on the internet.
Because this message is pre-recorded.
Things like AI, artificial intelligence. Look into robotics. Look into artificial limbs. Look into all kinds of different things that you'll need to bring life to your story and to make it accurate. There's nothing that I dislike more than scripts that aren't. Oh, look, there's another moon. There were and are, of course, a lot of hints about the moon in this game, and they really set that up well. A lot of moon. A lot of moon. But as you go on and as you write, do your research first. Research. Can't say it enough.
If the enrichment center is currently being bombarded with fireballs,
I recommend doing research also on
wherever a lack of shelter from space debris does not appear to be a deliberate part of the test.
on stuff like bunkers and military protocol and all sorts of fun stuff like that. Research projects. Just look into everything. You'll be amazed at what you'll find that has to do with, whatever subject you're going to be writing on. In this case, the Portal universe. You'll be amazed at what you will find that you can use in your study and backstory and planning for whatever story you're going to write. There is no recipe or reason for not doing good research. Doing good research is absolute key. This drives me crazy, and it happens more often than I would like to admit, is getting this portals on very flat surfaces from a distance. It frustrates me when I have to walk over. It really does. Well. But, once you've researched, then you want to go into what I call an active planning phase. You want to take a look at your ideas for the story or adaptation and where you want to go. You want to make sure you put a portal over there before you push that button. And you want to push this one a lot sooner than this. But that said, you're basically writing what's called a treatment. With a treatment, you write down your story point for point, but it's not as fleshed out as a script. It doesn't even need to have scenes per se. When I write a treatment, I just write log lines for scenes, like ideas for scenes, just one sentence or two sentences long, and I just use a regular notepad for that. Type you can get for back to school. Those are great.
This
Get a few of
next
those.
applies the principles of momentum to movement through ports. If the laws
So
of
as I
physics
was
no
saying,
longer
you want to
apply in the
get
future, I'd help
notebooks.
you.
Just get the one that you like, or the one you can afford, and write down your plot line. Your plot line doesn't need to be overly complex. It doesn't need to include everything, but it needs to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. You need to have a basic plot outline, and the basic plot outline will help you, because eventually you're going to be really, really beefing that plot line up, because that's going to be your story. It's going to be your script, or your play, or whatever you're doing, a novel. With Celtics, you can do all of those things. It's a very handy piece of software.
If you are a non-employee
And
who has
it's
discovered
a
this
cinch to
facility amid
use.
the ruins of civilization, welcome.
Now, when
And
you
remember, testing is the future.
write your
The future
characters,
starts with you.
I would advise you to also write character biographies. There's many ways you can do character biographies. Sometimes I will do a fictional interview with my character. It will be as if I'm interviewing them about their lives, about where they went to school, about their jobs, about what they're doing in life, all sorts of stuff that will make that'll lead to your characters being more fleshed out. And that's the key to a good character, is having a good background prepared for your character. You're probably not going to use a whole ton of it in your project, but it will mean that you will be able to write your character with realistic depth. You'll have a better understanding of your character if you have a character data sheet like that interview, or you can find a number of those online. You first, last, middle names, all sorts of stuff, how old they are, where they went to college, what they majored in, all sorts of stuff. Now, a character sheet for Cho would be interesting, because we don't know very much about her. What we do know is that by the time you get to the end of this game, we know that she was adopted. Seems she was adopted by Carolyn and by Cave, and that her parents probably used to work at this